An Aussie father trapped in Israel admitted that he was thinking of doing an unimaginable action if the fight exploded last week. If the militants found his family killing their own children. The man, known as Anthony, spoke from a shelter, all hiding under 4 years of age, with his wife of Israel, Australia and 3 children. At first, the father said how he did not think most of the explosion while sitting in his backyard. The rocket fire in Kibbutz Be-Yeri, an agricultural community in southern Israel near the Gaza Strip border, is not uncommon. However, as the sound of the gunshot approached and rockets began to fall into kibbutz, anxiety increased. Anhony, SBS told SBS. I took the children to my wife to enter the shelter. A couple of large knives accept the family. The family is vulnerable. Anthony, he was afraid that their children would be Hamas prisoners. Aware of the terrible treatment of Israeli prisoners in Gaza, the father thought that if Hamas fighters found them, he should make an impossible decision. The only thing I had in mind, if they came here, I would have to kill my children myself. Anthony said, didn't want my children to be captive, so I thought would have to kill my children. Anthony and his family lived in the same farming community with more than 100 bodies after the violence of Hamas last week. Anthony and his family are now staying in a hotel near the Dead Sea with other surviving members of kibbutz. My heart goes to families who lost too much. We were very lucky. All our children were alive. An Israeli soldier is walking on Wednesday, October 11, 2023 by a house destroyed by Hamas militants in Kibbutz Be-Yeri. Source AP PhotoBASE RATNER Israel. Rally units. The Israeli government official comes from father because the Israeli government has mobilized 360,000 reserve troops from around world, including a number of Israel-Avustralians. The movement called on Friday to evacuate 1.1 million Palestinians living in north of the Gaza Strip on Friday to south until midnight. The story continues. A statement from IDF requires that IDF is evacuated from their homes the south for their safety and protection all civilians of Gaza, and to move south Wadi Gaza, discharge and move away from Hamas terrorists who use yourself as human shields. The Israeli army is preparing for a possible ground operation in Gaza and the evacuation order points to the attack. Innocent Aussie grandmother killed. A destructive acceptance of the death of your father's kidnapped daughter. The young Aussie swows to fight in the conflict of Israel. I will not be an audience. Australians escape from the region. Prime Minister Anthony Arbanese said that 1,600 Australian registers for a return in Gaza, including 19 in Gaza. There are 10,000 Australian citizens in Israel, including citizens and tourists. Speaking from the Heathrow airport, an Australian dilemma. An Australian who runs from Qantas First Compassion in Israel talked about impossib.